this melody and I'd hear something and I'd want to go like find it and start to play. So early in the morning, that would wake me up, and that would be like kind of my morning coffee. And so I would wake up with music, either in my head, and I'd have to go play it, or a melody or a sound or something in my head, and I'd sing it and have to kind of either record the melody or go find the riff. Yeah, very interesting.
That's interesting, because whenever I have an alarm set to wake myself up, I always have it set to like a certain song or like a melody that sounds like a waking up song.
Oh, nice!
Up,
yeah.
Out of bed and it goes with the melody and stuff.
Yeah.
So I always wake up to music as well, but it's more external, I guess, than in my head.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, this one is very interesting. So waking up to memories, yeah. And you know, I'm hearing Nirvana in my head, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta get to listen to his music. So I put him on a little bit, and then I wanted to listen to some like older like rock, like grunge rock. So I like went to Black Hole Sun from Soundgarden.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, and I just want more. Yeah. And I know we can't really play the copywritten music, but man, I know it's so unfortunate. I really want to play it though. So, but
we can always recommend it.
So we don't have it right now, but the closest thing we have to it, thank goodness gracious, is J Cat the Savage. Hey.
Yeah,
So
sounds good.
I'm just gonna go ahead and play that right now, and then just enjoy that.
Where the bad folks go when they die? They don't go to heaven where the angels fly. Little bad folks go when they die. Won't go to heaven where the angels fly. Go to the lake of fire and fire. See 'em again to the 4th of July. Little bad folks go when they die. Won't go to heaven where the angels fly. Go to the lake of fire and fire. See 'em again to the 4th of July.
Where the bad folks go before they die. Lock him away in a penitentiary, give him 25 to life. Separate him from his friends, family, kids, and his wife. If he makes a mistake 3 times, make sure you give him 3 strikes. Take away his human rights, lock him in a small room with another man, feed him undercooked, expired food. Give him cold showers, talk to him disrespectful and rude. If he has a cavity, no caps, just pull the truth. Cause they ain't nothing but murderers, rapists, and thugs. Use them as guinea pigs, give them experimental psych drugs. Listen to all his phone calls, throw away some of his mail, separate him from his sanity. Welcome to my personal hell.
Little bad folks go when they die. Won't go to heaven where the angels fly. Go to the lake of fire and fire. See 'em again to the 4th of July. Little bad folks go when they die. Won't go to heaven where the angels fly. Go to the lake of fire and fire. See 'em again to the 4th of July.
Fresh in the system as a youth, we didn't know no better. Fostering group homes while growing up to start the weather. He should learn to be a man and get prepared for life. Or be that star Lone Ranger he grew up to like. For going to school or a diploma, he gon' do his thing. The references and got a team, so he decides to slang. Blocks rolling, money's fast, you know, taking turns. Connects after the 9 seat, love yo back to 3rd. Cruise control, moving mean, doing what he do. Pockets fat to 9s too. Captain that's like, the boys is on it. Should I stop? He didn't turn his head. Took out a bag in his ID, left the blunt to say.
Little bad folks go when they die. Won't go to heaven where the angels fly. Go to the lake of fire and fire. See 'em again to the 4th of July. Little bad folks go when they die. Won't go to heaven where the angels fly. Go to the lake of fire and fire. See 'em again to the 4th of July. Where the bad folks go when they die? They don't go to heaven where the angels fly. Go to a lake of fire and fire. See 'em again till the 4th of July.
What'd you think about that?
I really liked it.
Yeah.
It had a good combination of R&B and rock, and it's kind of hard to define most songs that have that kind of a mix because everybody always wants to go with either one or the other. But I thought it was nice that they actually got to blend it in, and it blended in pretty well.
Yeah, they did really well, and they blended in also that Okay, so they do a little bit of like grimier rap too.
Okay.
They do like pretty grimy rap, and so
That's cool. Nothing
and
wrong with that.
Yeah, and so the fact that they really mixed that, that rock music. With their hip hop, and then like you were mentioning, they kind of have the Kid Rock feel into it.
Yeah,
because it
that's
did
what
have
it felt
that
like,
that rock section, you know. But it goes well. It goes well.
It does. It's very complimentary.
So I really wanted to listen to that one because that's the closest thing we have to any kind of like Nirvana or. Well, we do have some other artists that have submitted their music, and they do rock. Like Necessary Noise, they're out of Vallejo, so we have them in rotation.
Well, that's good.
And then we also have Sala Rosa. They're from out here.
Okay.
And so they do some rock. I would really like to have Pine and Palm or Palm and Pine, Pine and Palm. I would really like to have some of their music here in our rotation. They're pretty awesome.
Well, we're always looking forward to having more local artists submit their music here to the station.
Always, right?
Always. It's always
Yeah.
nice to have the music of all genres. Whatever music that you have, if you're in the area and you want your music out there, as long as it's radio friendly, we're always looking forward to submissions.
Yeah, and we love to play your guys' music because, some days it's just it's the vibe that we're looking for.
Yeah.
So, I mean, send it in so we can rock it.
Yeah, this show is all about, a good little playlist to start your morning. So the more music we have in our selection, the better.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a pretty cool artist come through over the weekend at the Bedford Block Party.
Oh, one heck of a party. I loved it.
That was a fun party.
It was a really fun party. Oh.
Yeah, so this guy Ezra comes in and he's like, I want to do a little something just to kind of show what he does, and we were able to go ahead and put him in for a quick second, and he maybe did 30 seconds to a minute of acapella
I want to
R&B,
say that much.
kind of like a R&B neo soul type maybe.
I want to say that. Yeah, but it was still really good.
It was.
It was really good.
Yes.
Everybody who performed there was pretty good.
Oh man.
So,
yeah.
one of the reasons why I love Summer Wonderland, same thing as last year when we had Summer Wonderland, we had a lot of really great artists come in and perform. And we're always looking forward to that,
Yeah, and visual artists too. They were out there
yes.
Drawing, painting.
A lot of good artists.
A lot of different painting. So they had a charcoal chalk artist was doing not caricatures but actual portraits. She didn't stray too far from the actual definitions and the lines of people's faces, so it was more like portraits versus caricatures. And then you had Joy Knees over in the other corner on the other side of Bedford by taps on the ground doing sidewalk chalk art. And so she did a wonderful chalk piece of the actual logo for Summer Wonderland. And then next to her, we had another artist who was doing kind of like how they do in San Francisco, the spray paint artists, where they kind of get down on the canvas and they kind of use their tools to cut into the spray paint and all kinds of stuff to make like celestial type art.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Definitely.
And usually BR Rosa, so Brian William Rosa, so BR. Shout out to him and John Tiano, who were a duo. They came in, they played, Bobby was with them, so they had a drummer as well. So they came in and played, and they performed artistically, but also BR is a celestial graffiti art spray paint artist as well. So he could have been on both sides of the fence there. And they had quite a few artists in the house that were doing live art. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I thought it was pretty good. Before we continue our topic, I just wanted to mention that in the comments, we might need to do a quick little mic check. It seems the audience can't really hear me all that well.
Okay. How about now, you guys?
Just a quick little test. Just, you guys able to hear me well enough out there? People?
I know in the beginning they didn't, because I looked and I was like, oops, the volume was down. But now I put them up to make sure.
All right, good. Just double checking.
I appreciate it.
Because we had that same problem yesterday, because we had to set up all the equipment. I had to set up the equipment here after the block party because we used some of these cameras and the mics to set up to stream the event and everything. So just want to make sure.
Okay, so is Julio still on? Maybe he can let us know. If you can just comment, or anybody else can. You guys, you see Ed here, and he's hanging out with me, but I have to tell you guys, there's a reason why Ed's here, other than just the fact that he's coming to join me and just have some conversation this morning. But we're going to learn about what he does, because he does stuff here at the station, but he has a show that is coming out, and he's been doing this, and he's got a fun show, too.
Yeah, about 7 episodes so far.
Yep, and so let's let our viewers listen and know what the name of your show is.
Okay, well, the show that I have, it's called The Phone Booth. It's every Saturday from 1 to 2. Yeah. It's me and my co-host, Brian Rodriguez, and our show is all about pop culture. Anything from movies to TV shows to comic books to video games to the latest news happening in the industry. You name it, we do our very best to cover it. And we've been doing this for a while now, since the beginning of summer, and we've gotten to cover some pretty good events. Our first event that we covered was E3, the Electronic Entertainment Expo, the granddaddy of all video game expos. And in our last episode that we did, we also got to cover San Diego Comic-Con International, the granddaddy of all comic books, superhero shows,
nice.
just all the good stuff, and we've been keeping close tabs on the events that happened over there.
Nice.
Yeah. But that's just about the gist of it. We also talk about the latest trailers that come out within the week, any news that happened within the week. Occasionally, my friend Brian will do a movie review on something that he just saw in theaters.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the segments vary.
Well, I have to say, so the ones that were at the Comic-Con, are those maybe the second or third ones, the fourth or fifth episodes, in case people want to go back and check it out, and if they missed it, they want to kind of know? The
Comic-Con episode was this last one, episode 7. It came out this Saturday. We did it right before the block party had started and everything. For the E3 episode, to be honest, my mind's a little cloudy on that one. I can't recall if it was either the second or the third episode.
Oh, okay.
But it's one
early
of those
on,
two.
kind of.
One of those two, yeah. Nice. Because in the first episode, it was the second episode actually. Because in the first one we started talking about it, but it was when the event had just started. Because usually with these big events, it's 2-3 days and everything. So when we did our next episode, it was to wrap up everything that had happened over there at E3. And all the latest trailers that came out, new news, and all that good stuff.
Well, that's pretty cool. I guess I kind of go some places and do some things with RawNe Hour, kind of similar.
That's cool.
So you kind of do on-site, local, and stuff.
Well, we want to do on-site. E3 and Comic-Con are way out there, and I unfortunately don't have the transportation or the press access to get in. But we are going to be covering an event pretty soon. Stockton Con is going to be happening this August, which is Stockton's equivalency of Comic-Con.
Okay.
And we're going to be having some pretty good guests coming in, and a lot of good vendors, cosplayers, and stuff. And with my handy-dandy KXVS press pass, I'll have access to go in there and interview some people. And I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I definitely would be as well, because you're going to have all kinds of people up in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've attended, I didn't get to attend the very first Stockton Con, but I've been going to every single one afterwards, and it's exciting to see how it branches out. Because when Stockton Con had very first started, it was this small little cramped room. They thought it wasn't going to do too well, but it got overpacked.
Oh.
So it got moved over to the Stockton Arena, and that's where it's held at now. And the entire bottom floor and top floor is filled with vendors, and the top floor is the special guests and all that good stuff. And I enjoyed it. I got to meet some pretty interesting celebrities.
As it should, because those events get massive.
Oh, yeah.
I can actually see, and here I am, consultation to the city of Stockton and all of those who are throwing it.
Yeah.
I can see that actually spilling on over into the University Hotel.
It does actually. Yeah, there actually are events that happen over at the hotel next to the Stockton Arena. They hold I'm not sure if it's been every single year, but Stockton Con will have a cosplay competition where people come in, and whoever has the greatest costume will get a prize. And you get to see people really get prepared for that, because when you go into the arena, people will have real decked out costumes.
Yeah.
I've seen people dress up as the trolls from World of Warcraft with the sharp fangs and teeth.
Yes.
I've seen somebody walk around with his own homemade Iron Man outfit with glowing LED lights, and the helmet will pop open and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And just people would get really, really into detail with their costumes.
So now, is this similar to me being able to? I have gone to one. I think it was maybe out in New Jersey or somewhere on the East Coast. I ended up going over to one, and the girls dress up like there's a whole group of girls that dress up like baby doll. Like, I don't know if that's like an anime type or if that's the Comic-Con or, because there are multiple different ones.
Well,
but they were, a whole group of them were just dressed up like baby dolls. And they had their dresses all made out and their hair and like their accessories, their props. It was just very detailed. A lot of the makeup for other ones that were kind of, they worked themselves to be like mutants of some sort. So they're like the trolls or things of that nature. So seeing their costumes and their makeup and a lot of their
blush and stuff like that.
Oh, it's more than that. It's beyond. It's almost like Face Off.
Oh yeah.
Or Face War, or
Yeah. I actually got to meet one of the judges for Face Off to do an interview, which was actually my worst interview that I had ever done. It was the first interview that I completely flopped on. I was interviewing her because I had heard that she had done the work with Beetlejuice.
Oh, okay.
And I keep forgetting who played the main actor in Beetlejuice.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton, yeah. And I was talking to her at the table, and we were doing interviews. And I asked her, so what was it like to be on set with Val Kilmer during Beetlejuice? She was like, no, it wasn't Val Kilmer, it was Michael Keaton. I'm like, oh, okay. Sorry about that. Trying to keep a smile on my head. I'm like, oh my god. Did that just happen?
I know the feeling, right?
Did that just happen? But that would be the worst interview that I'd ever done. All the other ones that I had done were more fruitful, I guess. I didn't flop on any of the other ones.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome that they have to literally construct like makeup and I don't even know what they call it.
I don't know. They have lots of different materials for doing face stuff.
My daughter has a friend who does that stuff, and she was actually supposed to come in and actually speak on it and show some of her stuff, but I don't know where the lost in translation happened when I lost my phone. I was like, oh, man. So for anybody who got caught in that, I'm so sorry. My apologies to you all. But we can definitely reschedule. We would love to share that, your guys' artwork. But I don't know how easy it is for her to get out here because, she's young. She's a minor. But she's super dope at what she does. And she's from the hills. So she's out of San Andreas area. And I think she actually is beyond that a little bit. But, yeah, she's out from the hills. And she designs and is a designer and a constructor and sculptor of these types of things. So
that's awesome.
I'd really like to meet her and see her work.
Me too. I've always wanted to meet special effects artists.
Yeah, special effects. There you go.
Yeah,
so I was like, what do you call it?
Yeah, because I got to interview one before, and unfortunately I forget her name. If you're watching this, I'm terribly sorry about it.
I know.
She was working on this project, a Resident Evil fan film.
Oh,
and
nice.
She was a special effects artist for that at the time. And she had a little display of some stuff that she had worked on for special effects. She actually had her own head on display that looked like it got attacked by a shark.
Oh my god!
The special effects done on there and everything. She just had her head there on display and all this. And I'm like, that is so cool.
That is really cool and crazy to see her face here and then her face here.
Yeah.
But like mauled by a shark.
Yeah. It was, oh my god.
Marred,
it was insane. And she was
like,
she was also behind the booth, doing special effects on people, adding scales.
Very
and
cool.
all that stuff. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, see, so
great.
that's going to be interesting, some of the interviews you're going to be doing down the road. So pop culture, man, that's going to be very interesting. So it just makes me think about a movie that I just recently saw, and that was I don't know, it's been out for a minute, but The Incredibles 2, I finally saw it.
Oh,
I
how was
love
it?
The Incredibles, first off. So,
I loved the first movie.
seeing The Incredibles 2, yes. Like, I can't wait to just own a copy of that already.
Now, I have to give a quick little warning for The Incredibles 2 because
Yes.
this news did spread around in Cinema Blend and other sites.
And they even have a warning.
Yeah, warning signs. If any of you out there want to watch The Incredibles 2, but you are prone to having epilepsies or seizures and whatnot, I would suggest being really careful.
Migraines, anything that's set off by flashing lights. And they even have a warning in the very beginning.
Yeah, because the villain of this movie, the screenslaver, they hypnotize people using hypnotism technology through a screensaver, and it's like a flashing light with a hypnotic spiral behind it. And,
Yeah.
Disney didn't notice this at first, but it eventually started giving people epilepsies and seizures and stuff to where theaters had to hang little signs on the doors saying, be careful if you're prone to epilepsies. But aside from that, there's no other harm to it. It's a film for the entire family. Brad Bird openly stated, this is not a kid's film.
Right.
This is an animated movie that just so happens to be rated PG.
Right.
This is a movie for all family members. There's even, like scenes where the adults are just chatting with each other and
Yes.
stuff, It's a film for everybody.
It is a film for everybody.
Yeah.
And it was pretty packed, so I had to sit up in the front. So my neck hurt at the end. I
One
was
thing
like,
that always
oh.
bothers me is sitting at the front.
And I'm like that.
I always want to make sure that I have at least middle row.
Yes.
It's like the best position. A lot of people like to sit in the far back, but I prefer sitting in the middle.
In the middle, yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I was looking for, was the middle. So the middle happened to be in the front.
Well, that's one way.
Everybody else already had the rest of the middle of the theater. I was like, oh, that's what happens when you get here late. But that's okay, because I really, really did enjoy the movie. And I love Lil Jack.
Oh, same here.
Jack, first of all, is like one of my favorite names.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was interesting, too, that Jack's ability is that he's a jack of all trades. All kinds of
Oh,
powers.
we're going to give it away.
No, it was shown in the first Incredibles at the very end of the movie where he has like all these different powers and stuff.
Oh, but it's so beyond that, you guys. You are going to be absolutely amazed by this little character and everything that they have made him to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then Edna.
Edna Mode.
I love Edna.
Capes.
You guys are going to love Edna in this episode if you haven't already seen it, because it shows slightly a little bit of a different side, but yet still the way she is. It's
still the super famous superhero costume designer who's strictly against capes. No capes.
Yes. For the elites of the elite.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a really good movie. I enjoyed it. And I'm not even gonna lie, yes, I snuck my own snacks in. I snuck my snacks in, you guys, because that's just
well, my family does that too all the time.
it was just easier
so
for
pricey.
me. It's pricey, and then you get to bring what you want.
Yeah, that's true.
I wanted some banana chips.
Banana chips. Okay. Those are pretty good.
I wanted a few things that I wanted. I really liked they're flat, strawberry or watermelon, and they have like the sweet and salt and like the Sour Patch type, and they come like on a roll. It's like a roll of sour, like licorice, but it's not licorice. It's flat.
I know what you're talking about. Sour tape or something like that.
Sour tape, like that.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted some of that stuff, and
it's pretty good stuff. I do enjoy that stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a powdery version of Fruit by the Foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got a sour bite to it. So yep, I wanted that.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want soda. I wanted tea, so I brought a tea.
Okay, like
So,
an Arizona or
like
something?
an Arizona tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want anything really carbonated, so I had tea. And I was like, I'm bringing my own stuff because they don't have what I want. And I shouldn't have to be forced to buy what they only sell if that's not, what I want at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
the only thing you got left to sneak in is some popcorn, and then you're good to go.
oh, no, I'll take their popcorn any day because I do love that you get that extra butter. And
Oh, yeah.
I like the movie theater popcorn.
Oh yeah, I like movie theater popcorn. I don't get it very often, but I usually get a lot of ballpark popcorn, which is kind of the same thing, except there's a little extra salt in there opposed to butter. Because my friend, he works at a ballpark, and every so often he works at the concession stand.
Oh.
So at the very end, you know, he every so often will have like a big old bag of popcorn
That's left over at the
a
end.
couple of hot dogs, and he would like divvy it up with me. You know, okay, you'll get some of this popcorn, I'll give you a couple of hot dogs, and then you're on your
nice.
way. So I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, ballpark popcorn is a little bit more saltier than because the movie theater popcorn you can have it more buttery, but you can still put some butter, some salt in there and stuff.
Yeah,
you get that extra butter. Yeah, that's nice. I'll buy that just because, and I'll get the smaller bag. You know, if it's just me, because not everybody likes to eat the popcorn.
Yeah.
So I'll have like a little bit of it. So, and the ballpark popcorn is kind of like a good size bag. You know?
Yeah, it's always about like medium.
Good
size,
individual size.
About medium sized, yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, but when it comes to theaters, I usually go for a soda more than a popcorn because I always like to stay refreshed while watching it. But it also comes to a downside because you also have to go to the bathroom later on, and you're like, do I really want to go to the bathroom or do I want to keep watching this movie till the end? And then it's just like a battle in your head. It's like, do I want to miss this scene? Maybe something big will happen.
Right.
I'm gonna step outside of the theater. Everyone's like, whoa! I'm like, what? Whoa, what?
What'd I miss? But it makes it worthwhile to know, okay, well, I'll have to watch it again if it's a good movie.
Oh yeah,
you know,
definitely.
So that's always the fun part. Be like, oh, that's when I walked out and I didn't see this part.
Yeah, that happened to me when I was watching Atomic Blonde in theaters. I had to go to the restroom and I was like, God, I hope I don't miss anything important while walking out. But luckily, I didn't. It's like that 1 in a million chance where you just happen to walk out on a small dialogue scene.
Oh man, recently we had somebody sing that song, 1 in a million. So there was a singing competition with the Vibe Worldwide. So Tiger Kitten Production, shout out to you, Andrea and Brian Wiggins out in the community who have the Vibe Worldwide, bringing the vibe, and they have like the singing competition. They're getting ready to do their next event at the Fox Theater. So they had one recently over at the Buena Vista Social Club, and one of the contestants who were singing and vying for first prize, $200, second prize, $100, third prize was a $25 gift certificate. And among all these wonderful singers, we got to hear some really wonderful music, and that was one of them. So it was pretty awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That was this past Wednesday, so it makes me think, like when you said that 1 in a million, and it makes me think back to what you were talking about, your phone booth. We saw as you were speaking across, you see all the different logos of the radio station going past us, and so you saw the phone booth with Ed on there and his counterpart. What's his name again?
Brian Rodriguez.
Brian Rodriguez. So, what trailers have you guys talked about recently?
Oh man, well,
because I want to go see Equalizer 2.
That was a good. I heard that was a good movie.
Because I really like the Equalizer 1.
I haven't gotten to watch either one.
Oh.
So I don't know if like Equalizer 2 is a continuation of the first one, or if it's its own little spin-off or something like that. But the trailer looked pretty good. Well, for this week's episode, we talked about a couple of things, but we mostly talked about trailers that came out during Comic-Con. We got to talk about J.J. Abrams' Overlord, which is like a World War II war film with zombies in it. So it's kind of like if you would imagine a Call of Duty zombie mode turning into a movie, it's basically what it looks like to us. We also talked about the second trailer for Bohemian Rhapsody, which is the story of Freddie Mercury, the lead singer of Queen, and how Queen started from like the small time band to being one of the biggest music sensations of its time.
It's a documentary?
It's like a documentary movie.
Oh, okay,
We got people playing as Freddie Mercury and crew and all that stuff.
Kind of like the Doors and...
Yeah, we see it build up and everything, so that was pretty good.
Which Val Kilmer did play in, by the way.
Yeah. But then we started tackling the Comic-Con trailers. We talked about Shazam, which was a pretty good movie, what it looks like so far. It's the story of Billy Batson, this little boy who was traveling from town to town, away from orphanages, until he bumped into this magical guy called the Wizard. Oh. And he's given this superpower to where all he has to do is just say the word Shazam! And he gets hit by a lightning bolt, and he turns into this big old buff superhero like Superman and stuff. And he's able to fly, he's bulletproof, super strong, and all that stuff, but it's still a lighthearted movie because he's still trying to get used to it. The actor who played as Shazam said that this movie is like Tom Hanks' Big, but with superpowers.
Oh, nice.
And I'm really looking forward
That's
to
fun.
it because the DC movies have been so dark lately, so dark and edgy, and this movie looks so lighthearted. It's like how
Nice.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Like so innocent of them learning their powers and like discovering
Yeah,
themselves.
and they pay so close attention to detail. Like when he turns into Shazam, he's even stumbling a little bit when he transforms because he's not used to it and everything.
Here
And-
comes your logo.
There it is.
The phone booth. Woo-hoo.
And I'm looking forward to Shazam because, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy changed Marvel's tone as well. Because before that, it
I
was
love
all
Guardians of the Galaxy.
same here. you know.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate because the director got fired by Marvel and Disney and everything. And that's a whole controversy.
That's crazy.
And that's been booming in Hollywood.
Why would he totally get fired?
Well, that's...
there had to be some personal issues.
Well, it's...
Because the business on, I'm saying, if
complicated.
those, okay, I don't know what went on behind the scenes, but those creations are awesome and amazing.
Well, the reason why he got fired was because there was a conservative journalist, Mike Cernovich, I think his name was.
Okay.
He recently got into a bout with James Gunn over Ben Shapiro, called him an a-hole and all
Oh.
that stuff. So then Mike
So
Cernovich
that's kind
dug
of
up.
personal.
Yeah, so he dug up like tweets from like 6 to 8 years ago and brought him up today. And back then he was a real edgelord. He loved posting really cruel jokes about kids and
Oh.
girls and stuff to just upset people.
Oh.
And he got dug up now, even though he's not the way he used to be. And Disney was like, well, we're a family company. We can't be associated with this dude, so we have to let him go.
Oh.
From a
yeah.
business standpoint, it's reasonable. But now everybody is accusing him of being this and that, which is a little odd because while he did post all these cruel jokes, there is no proof that he is what people are calling him.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. So he had to leave Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. They're trying to get the director of Thor Ragnarok to take his place for Volume 3.
That's not going to be the same.
There's not.
That's a poor choice.
Yeah, I mean, but there's not much to be done. Right now there is a change.org petition coming out to try and get Marvel to rehire him.
It makes me wonder, is it one of those things where it's just like, your creations are not above my ego kind of thing, you know what I mean? Where it's just like, I can replace you at any time thinking that it's going to be just as quality bringing somebody else in. And I mean, it will change it to a point, but I don't know. It's like when you have an original creator, you kind of want to keep that person's thought process through the whole thing. Unless, you know, it's already played out and they just need other people to get it directed and set up. So
True.
But who's to say that their direction would bring out the best?
Yeah, and it's kind of unfortunate that he did have to leave Guardians of the Galaxy because he changed as the movies progressed and everything. Before he did this, he was a small-time director. He did the Scooby-Doo live-action movies
cool.
and some other stuff, so he wasn't really too well-known. So he was a lot edgier back then because he liked shocking people.
Right.
But as he started Guardians of the Galaxy, his personality had changed. When Star-Lord was motivating everybody, saying it was time for them to give a darn, you know, this is their time to actually be a better person, it was a pep talk to him personally. So he developed as the Guardians developed throughout Volume 1 and 2.
Nice.
You know, so he was a changed person when he got fired, but there's not much to be done on that part. So I mean, we can only hope that Guardians Volume 3 is going to be good.
And
but
if not, I'm looking forward to seeing what other creations he will bring somewhere else, because
Yes.
he's already proven what he can do and how he's really enlightened and brought in some new kind of fun action in that realm to the audiences that we are,
yeah,
because I really enjoy him.
and I definitely agree. For other trailers, we also talked about the Aquaman trailer that got dropped on Saturday, which was also it was a good one. It didn't really have as much of a dark tone as the other DC movies.
Did it tell the whole story?
Didn't tell the whole story.
that's good.
It kind of has this Black Panther feel to it. How he's like this person who's been outside of his kingdom for all this time, and now he's coming back and he's trying to reclaim his throne against the rivals and all that stuff. And there's supposed to be a war being waged against the sea and the land. We got to see Black Manta with his outfit and his laser eyes, which looked amazing. You know, and that trailer looked pretty good. We also got a trailer for the Teen Titans live action TV series. That's going to be for. because DC's trying to do a streaming service because everybody wants to be Netflix all of a sudden.
Oh, I know. Everybody wants to be Netflix.
I know. Disney's doing
Netflix
it.
series.
Now.
Amazon, because they're going to get on Amazon TV. Now they have Apple TV.
Yep. CBS has been doing it.
Netflix, HBO. It's like,
Yep.
okay, we'll just get a series somewhere.
And now DC's doing it, and they're charging people around $75 for a subscription.
DC, huh?
Yeah, but 3 months free are supposed to be included, but so far all we've gotten is the live-action Teen Titans, Young Justice is coming back, and there's supposed to be a animated Harley Quinn series just by herself.
Oh.
And I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, that's going to be very interesting.
I like Harley Quinn.
You know, I've not even seen the movies Squad.
Suicide Squad?
I've not seen that movie yet.
I would not recommend it.
Why not?
I mean, Harley Quinn was pretty good in it, but everything was super dark. The company that made the trailer ended up doing the final editing on the movie, which is something you never do.
Oh!
Jared Leto's Joker was bad. I didn't like Jared Leto's Joker, even though he's going to executive produce and star in his own standalone Joker movie later on. And it just...
So they made a movie with him just solely.
Yeah,
And so now they're going to do the Harley Quinn.
Yeah, and then there's supposed to be a Harley Quinn series that's a standalone, and there's also supposed to be a movie that's focusing specifically on the relationship of Harley Quinn and the Joker.
Oh.
Which
will lead back into the Suicide Squad.
But there's also another Joker movie that's in the works by Todd Phillips, and Academy Award acclaimed actor Joaquin Phoenix is going to be playing as the Joker.
Joaquin Phoenix is coming back. I haven't seen him in a really long time. They said he kind of went mad crazy. Just like going out in the public and being in disguise, and like something went on with him, and he literally fell off for some time, and they couldn't get him back. But wow, to hear his name,
he's gonna...
I can see him playing in those kinds of roles, though.
Oh yeah,
He's
been wanting to do a role. He's been wanting to do a movie like this, but he wanted it to be more serious than it is like.
I can see him doing that. He's
Yeah.
that type.
This movie is going to be called Joker, just one simple name and everything, coming out, I believe, Halloween 2019.
Wow.
This is going to be an origin story, talking about how the Joker became the Joker.
I can see him going there.
We're even supposed to be hearing the Joker's original name and everything. Right now, Todd Phillips is looking for somebody to play as the Joker's mom, and it's also theorized that Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's dad, is going to be making an appearance in this movie and everything.
Interesting.
You know?
Good tie-in, I suppose.
Yeah. So, and I'm excited about it because the Joker's origin story is heavily connected to the Batman's. The Batman is the one who made him the Joker in the end and all this stuff.
So very interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix is coming back. I really am, because ever since he played that really dark role with the Gladiator, he has not been the same.
Yeah, it's something that every Joker actor has warned everybody who was going to play as the Joker. Once you delve into that mentality, it sticks with you. Jared Leto, when he got ready for his role as the Joker, he was like sending like dead animals and stuff to the other actors and staff members, starting acting really crazy and stuff. Heath Ledger, when he was getting ready...
Heath Ledger was the best.
Oh yeah, when he was getting ready to play as the Joker, he locked himself in a hotel room for like a week straight, just focusing on every aspect of the Joker, from the laugh to the smile to the personality.
That's intense.
And Jack Nicholson even told Heath Ledger.
Jack Nicholson was intense.
Oh yeah, he even told Heath Ledger, if you're going for this role, it is going to be stuck in your head. So you have to be really, really careful when you're getting ready for the Joker, because it could end up really bad. And we've seen that with the way Jared Leto got ready for the Joker in his movie. You know.
So rest in peace to Heath Ledger. So
yeah, it's unfortunate that we lost him. You know, and fun fact, you saw The Dark Knight, yeah?
Yes.
Did you see the scene where he blew up the hospital building and it was that chain reaction behind him? And he was like pushing the button constantly and it wouldn't blow up? That wasn't acted. That was real. He was on stage and it was supposed to blow up the first time he pushed the button, but nothing happened. So Heath Ledger freaked out and he kept pushing the button, smacking it, and then boom. So when he's like, oh my god, everything blew up and he ran off stage, that was real. He was like, oh my god, I better go.
I have to rewatch that now just to see it.
His reaction is priceless. He's like, ooh, I better go.
Yeah, he did a great job. Yeah, the Joker actually, I have to see really good acting in that role in order for me to really get it, because like Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger are really the only two Jokers that I have really like embraced.
Yeah. I mean, and there was a Joker before them. I want to say Cesar Romero from the 80s
and
Batman.
Michael Keaton and
The one with the very first Batman was
With-
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton.
Yeah. And
And
then the next Joker that came afterwards was Heath Ledger, and he was supposed to be the villain in The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh.
The last one, but he had passed away, so they instead got Bane to do it.
Right.
But it was theorized they were going to go with all sorts of different kinds of villains. For a while, they were auditioning for the Riddler, and I was really looking forward to that, because I'm a
would've been-
diehard Riddler fan.
That would have been interesting.
I cosplayed as the Riddler last time I interviewed at Comic-Con.
Doing that.
People loved it because I was as a Riddler asking
I can
people
see
questions while interviewing people, you know.
Your
And
outfit just.
I had the cane and the suit and everything with the hat.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
It was the best cosplay I'd ever done, and I loved doing it.
Oh, the
you know.
Riddler.
Yeah.
Nice.
This year, instead, I'm just gonna cosplay as Peter Parker. I'm gonna have my daily.
You can
Bugle
be a
press
Peter
pass.
Parker too.
I'm gonna make it my sole goal to try and take as many pictures of Spider-Man as I can while running around there. Just hopefully JJ doesn't get mad at me or anything like that. I'm just joking.
Try to find a mirror shot.
Yeah.
That's gonna
Yeah.
be super funny. Oh my gosh, I can feel a sneeze coming.
Bless you.
Ew.
But speaking.
Ew.
Bless
Oh,
you again.
Excuse me, thank you. I knew that was coming. I felt it. Oh my gosh.
But speaking of Spider-Man, there's also another movie that's supposed to be coming out, Spider-Man Enter the Spider-Verse. And that one's going to be pretty interesting because it's focusing on the Spider-Verse, because in the comic books, it's shown that there is like a whole bunch of alternate realities, different dimensions and stuff. In every single reality, there's somebody who has a spider power. You know, and at one point in the comic books, there's this crossover between all these different dimensions. So there's all these different kinds of Spider-Men and Spider-Women and all this stuff.
Wow, that's super
Yeah,
cool.
there's this one popular character, Spider-Gwen. She's now being called Ghost Spider in the comics.
Is she a white spider?
Yes, she's Gwen Stacy. In her universe, she's the one who had spider powers, and Peter Parker became the Lizard in the first Amazing Spider-Man, and he had ended up passing away.
Oh.
So when they had crossed over, it's like in Peter's universe, Gwen Stacy had passed away, and in Gwen Stacy's universe, Peter Parker had passed away.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
So it was like this bittersweet reunion. But it's also focusing on Miles Morales, this one kid who takes place in the Ultimate Spider-Man universe, where in his universe, Peter Parker died. The Punisher and the Vulture, I believe, hunted him down and killed him. And Miles Morales suddenly has his own spider powers. But he has unique powers. He doesn't have spider sense.
What?
But he has the ability to go invisible. Like, he has a cloaking ability with him.
Oh,
And
okay.
he also has the paralyzing stinger. Like, he could touch somebody
Oh,
and
shoot.
they completely lock up. They
Oh,
can't
wow.
move or anything. They're
That's
stuck.
crazy.
You know, and in this movie we're shown Peter Parker comes in from another dimension, and he's training Miles Morales into being a proper Spider-Man and stuff. And all these different spider folks start coming in from different universes and dimensions, and it just looks amazing.
So that's a movie that's coming out?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And the way it's directed, it's like it kind of looks like cel-shaded animation, but it's also animated like a comic book movie at the same time. There's
Okay.
floating speech bubbles every so often, a
Nice.
few moments later, and stuff
Oh,
like
okay.
that. And it just looks amazing.
Like Scanner Darkly?
Well, that was more rotoscope.
Okay.
And rotoscope, if you guys aren't familiar, is when they take footage, like live footage, and then in the
Sketch
editing,
it out. It's like a sketch
in
cartoonish.
the editing process, they go frame by frame and outline everything. So there's like this picture over the filming and all that
like
stuff.
cartoonish.
Yes,
like a
and-
comic book type.
And I actually really love rotoscoping because there's this one Adult Swim show that came out, Dream Corp LLC on Adult Swim.
Oh.
And it's like it's like what equivalency of somebody taking drugs late night and seeing all this weird stuff on screen. But the plot is that it's this company who deals with patients who are having problems in life, addicted to smoking, or they're having bad nightmares. So they attach them to this machine and they go inside their dreams. And they find the source of their problem and rewire it. So that way the problem is gone.
Kind of like hypnosis.
Yeah, but when they go into the dream, it's this lucid rotoscope. Everything's constantly changing. It makes no sense and all this stuff, you know. But
That makes sense.
I loved it, and I can't wait for it myself, you know. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's pretty cool. I didn't even know that they had a movie like that coming out. I would totally watch that because I'm scared of spiders, but I like spiders. Interestingly enough, you know, I don't know if you're too familiar with people like having totems or having connections with certain things. In,
I
like, the
haven't dealt
world.
with I haven't really met anybody who uses totems, but I have met my best friend Nick. He's actually afraid of spiders, but he's constantly dealing with his fear. He confuses me because he's the only person I know who's afraid of spiders, but at the same time wants to catch a spider.
That's me.
He's
That's
like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and then like 3 seconds later, I want to catch it. Someone
Yeah.
give me a cup, and I'm like, dude, come on.
Like, I don't want to catch it, but I'm so fascinated by them. Like, I'm scared of spiders, but I'm so fascinated by them. And I actually kind of, like, for some odd reason, like, they have been a reoccurring story, if you will, or a reoccurring, like, totem in my life. Like, turtles and, you know, hawks. But the spider is also one of them. And I'm so scared of them, but I'm not scared of them. And I've had, like, cool visions where, like, they've been part of that, you know, and dreams and stuff like that. So it's very interesting.
You know, I heard there's an old wives' tale that if you're walking, like a small spider's thread suddenly gets onto your arm or something, somebody's thinking about you somewhere.
Interesting.
You know, I was told that as a little kid, and I always liked that because every so often I'll go walking and there's like a small little spider thread just.
Yep, and you'll
my
feel it,
arm.
and you're just like, oh.
I'm like, well, okay, someone must be thinking about me somewhere. You know, I like that. You know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they got a few good movies coming out that I would like to check out. I don't really go to the movies too much, but, you know, it's nice. I'm learning recently that it's okay to take the time to sit and watch a movie.
Oh, there's always.
Like, it's okay.
Yeah, then there's films for everybody. Of everything you could possibly think of, there's a movie out there.
Yes.
And even if you're thinking of a ridiculous plot that you always wanted to see in a movie, there's probably a B-rated movie out there somewhere that does that. In my show, Miserable Media, I've covered lots of ridiculous movies. In the
I like
past.
B movies. The
Same
Red
here.
Vic in San Francisco, they play B movies.
Oh, really?
They have some pretty good B movies, and a lot of them, you know, might be in subtitles and stuff like that. But they're an awesome venue to go sit and watch. It's like old Victorian house. It's called the Red Vic on the Haight, and you basically can head on over there, and their seats are like benches, like couches or benches, and you could just go in there, order tea or coffee, and, you know, some. You know, just have like a nice, like a muffin or something like that.
That's
they
cool.
have pretty cool snacks at their snack bar versus, you know, just chocolate and soda.
Well, that's the usual lobby snacks that people have. But yeah, I've seen all kinds of B movies. I've seen knockoffs of Spider-Man and Batman. When I did the second season of Miserable Media over at KWDC over at Delta College, the very first movie that I covered was Omega Cop, a B movie that was shot and filmed here in Stockton, California.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and it was a Mad Max wannabe, directed by Ron Marchini, who was a Stockton martial artist, real popular in his time. And this movie was, like, ridiculously enjoyable. There were so many things to poke fun at. It was supposed to be implied that the world was, like, devastated by solar flares and vegetation was gone, but in the background you see, like, trees and bushes, and everything looks perfectly fine. But no, we're supposed to believe that the world is just gone, you know? And whenever there was a solar flare, because these things were supposed to, like, incinerate people or infect them, they never got the details right. But instead of showing, like, some special effects, they just cranked up the brightness really, really bright, so the screen would get all white, and the person's just like, ah! And, you know, and they're infected, you know, I guess. And it was real funny. The main character had like 3 special moves. Either he would do a kick to the stomach, he'd flip the person over, he'd roundhouse kick them to the face.
Oh,
and it was
goodness.
like rinse and repeat over and over. And whenever people got infected by the solar flare, the best they could do to show an infection is to like rub charcoal on a part of their skin, on their hand,
goodness.
or forehead,
Oh,
or
like they
face.
got burned by the sun or something.
Kind of, yeah. But if you look at it, it's like, that's charcoal. I could rub that right off. You know, and the most ridiculous part about all this is that they somehow managed to get Adam West into this movie. They shot all his scenes in one day. He was willing to do the opening narrations to the movie and everything, but all of his scenes take place in one room, and he never leaves ever. You know. It's amazing. The sequel Karate Cop seemed a lot more like Mad Max, but Omega Cop was ridiculous.
Omega cop. Oh my gosh. The
Yeah.
Alpha, the Omega, so he's the last cop.
He is the last cop, and he was all his buddies got shot down because he used to be a member of the special police. What made them special, I don't know.
Right.
It was just he was the special police, and then all of his buddies got shot down almost instantly in the first 5-10 minutes of the movie, and then the rest of the time is just him constantly wandering around, constantly saving a random girl, and then the girl's tagging along with him while he's dealing with all these guys and stuff. And the plot was kind of okay. Certain parts you could tell that it was in Stockton, but they really tried their best to be outskirts, you know. But there were also movies that were a lot more enjoyable, like The Miami Connection. And the premise to that was a Taekwondo boy band waged a war against cocaine-dealing ninjas on motorcycles.
Oh my gosh. Where was that made?
I don't recall. It was in
That
it was
sounds
actually
terrible.
it was in Miami.
Oh my
It was in
God.
Miami. And the director was also a martial artist, and he was so popular that the police didn't need a permit from him to shoot anywhere. So he shot in every single location he wanted to in Miami without
Nice.
hesitation. Almost everybody in the cast were students to his dojo and stuff. And when he released it, nobody liked it. He tried pitching it in film theaters, no one liked it, and he got canned in the 80s until like sometime in the 90s or 2000s, some guy bought a reel of it on eBay for like $5.
Oh my gosh.
And then filmed it in theaters, and everybody loved it, and it suddenly became a cult classic for B movies and stuff. And when this guy got called and was told, hey, your movie is suddenly doing really well, he thought this was a prank call.
Right.
He was like, you guys are joking, you're pulling my leg. And
Yeah.
it turns out everybody loved it. You know? But,
Aw, how sweet of an ending for him.
Yeah.
Because, he's probably like, I put all my hard work into that.
He really
Like-
did. And you could tell this guy put a lot of effort to it.
And
He was even
so,
starring in this
it probably made him feel like crap that it went to crap, and then like to hear people say that after many years, it's probably like,
Well,
oh,
at least somebody enjoyed it.
Yes.
You know, and that's more than
I'm
can
sorry,
say.
I have to say it's kind of like the Power Rangers.
Kind of, you know, but nothing's wrong with Power Rangers in my opinion.
I know it was a kid thing.
Yeah, but I gotta give props to anybody who makes a movie, especially the really terrible B movies. 'cause,
It's tough.
As tough as they are, and as much as people like to poke fun of them, at least they got made.
Yeah.
At least somebody was like, I want to make a movie, and he or she went out there, and they made their movie.
Yeah.
Even if it's like a budget of $5, you
Yeah.
know, they still went out there and got that made.
Yeah.
You know, and I always said, me and my co-host always said on Miserable Media, you know, we encourage everybody who wants to make their movie to go out there and make
A
that
miserable
movie.
media, yeah.
Even if you think it's going to be terrible, even if people like me are going to review it and say bad things about it, at least you made your movie, and at least there's going to be somebody out there who says, you know what, I really love this movie. I enjoy it.
Yeah, somebody's gonna like it.
Definitely.
And I mean, you did. You made it.
Yeah.
And it's your creation, so enjoy that.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So you guys can check out Ed and Brian a lot more
Yes.
on the phone booth. They delve into so many things just beyond movies and trailers and
Movies, video
events,
games, comic books.
politics, music, all kinds
Not
of
so
things
much
that are going on.
politics or music, because we're still looking for experts in the music area, because that is a part of the pop culture and whatnot. But so far our focus is movies, TV, comics, and video games. Just that general area we try our best to really focus on.
Movie, TV, comics, and video games. There's a lot going on with all of that, especially video games. A lot of people are blogging and vlogging and putting that on YouTube. Do you have a YouTube?
I do have a YouTube, but that's more of a personal channel.
Okay.
The phone booth is on KXVS's Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We try and broadcast on those platforms every chance that we get. Occasionally, we'll do a breaking news segment if there's a bit of news that's like too important to wait until Saturday. We try and do that, and then I want to try and start doing a segment once a month where I show the box office records.
Oh, nice.
You know, because every month they show the box office, which movies are at the very top right now, and if they ever change positions, I'll do another video on that. But if you guys have any ideas on what you'd like us to talk about on the phone booth, we're always open to opinions. You could easily message KXVS. You could email me, EHEITMAN, GILFILLEN @gmail.com. It's a long email name, I know, but...
EHEITMANGILLMAN?
No, FILLEN.
FILL.
Yeah, EHEITMANGILFILLEN @gmail.com.
Oh my gosh, no, I did not get. Okay, Okay, Heitman.
Heitman, yes. GILFILLEN
Okay, got that.
@gmail. Because my full name is Edward Heitman Gilfillan, but I usually just go by Ed Heitman because it's easier to remember. But with my email, it's my full name.
Like gefilte fish. Is it Jewish?
Gilfillan, nah.
Gilfillan. What is it?
It's German.
German.
Yeah.
Gilfillan.
I'm part German, part Polish. Really, I'm just all over the place, really.
I can see the Heitman German. But is it the whole thing is Heitman Gilfillan?
Well, it's hyphenated.
Oh, so
Because
it's
my mom's
two.
name was Heitman, my dad's name was Gilfillan, and they never got married when I had a kid, so I shared both their last names.
And then they got married.
No, they never got married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's a hyphenated name, so there's a dash between Heitman and Gilfillan.
Because you belong to both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just go by Heitman because people are more able to say Heitman than Gilfillan. They always say Giffelin and stuff like that. But with Heitman, it's a lot easier. The most they ever mispronounced my name was Heitman or Hitman, and stuff like that. You know,
Right.
I'm I'm fine with being called Hitman more
Yeah.
than being called Giffelin. So.
But a lot of people don't. They just don't understand roots and origins of where arrangements of vowels and certain spellings, prefixes, suffixes come from.
Mhm.
So then they just pronounce it however.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. I always just let people know how to pronounce my name. With Heitman, it's like Fahrenheitman, and stuff like that.
The phone booth.
Mm-hmm.
Put heitmangafillin@gmail.com to contact Ed and get more info on his show, The Phone Booth.
Yup. We're always looking forward to hearing your guys' opinions. Oh, the phone booth also has its own Facebook page. We're trying to add some more content. We've been a little slow because it's been a little busy here at the station and whatnot lately, but we are doing our best to upload some more content. We want to try and fill everybody in on the news as constant as possible on that page, and we're going to be adding content real soon. So feel free to give us a like on there and check us out. And we're looking forward to hearing from you guys.
Mm-hmm. Can we play another song? Oh, we got to get out of here. Okay.
Whoa.
Let's play one more song and then we'll be
Yes.
out of here. I don't know. Something on the sweeter side, I guess, Always in My Heart. I don't know. Ken Moaz is right here. And I thought he has a pretty good song.
Just play what your heart tells you to play.
Oh, well, his says Always in My Heart. So let's just go with that one. Ken
Yeah.
Moaz. I'm about to play yours, Ken. He's been pushing so hard on his music. I have to give him props and shout outs because I first saw him going from, he was confident, but there is a point to him where he was holding back. He was not as confident. He was not sure of himself. You can see him questioning himself. But the more you push him, the more you encourage him, the more he really, really just goes and goes and goes. So he's been pushing really hard and doing really well and recording more and sharing more of his recordings and practices. And I think
That's
awesome.
That's good.
Good
That's
job,
great.
Ken. So I'm gonna just throw your music in rotation because I love to see what you're doing and where you're going, and the fact that you actually recorded one and got it to us is wonderful. So here we
Great.
go. Ken Moaz, Always in My Heart. Yep.
It's the start of a new year, and I miss you here with me. I just wish you were here. It's the only way that I can see. Although it hurts me that I can't be with you, it makes me happy to see you filled with joy. You'll always be in my heart. Even though you're gone, it'll be alright. I live and push on with my life. Oh, I know you'll make the perfect wife.
and I see you with your friends. You look much happier now than I've ever seen you been. Though it hurts me that I can't be with you, it makes me happy to see you filled with joy. You'll always be in my heart, even though you're gone, it'll be alright. I live and push on with my life. Oh, I know you'll make the perfect wife. Although we're miles and miles apart, I live the moments in my heart. I know it's over and there's nothing left to say. Oh, I know you'll find your love someday. You'll always be in my heart, even though you're gone, it'll be alright. I'll live and push on with my life. Oh, I know you'll make the perfect. And I know you'll always be a part of my life.
What's up, everybody? This is your girl, RawNe, and you're listening to Rise and Shine 209, the KXVS, the Voice of Stockton Morning Show.